Hello and welcome to my channel. I am going to do some lunch today. So I have a very small kitchen. What I was thinking of doing is potatoes with some fried eggs on top and a salad. So I'm just gonna wash these and get them in the microwave. Right, so I've cleaned them up and I'm just gonna wrap some kitchen roll around them just to try and capture any moisture. And I'm going to put these probably in the microwave to start with for about 6 minutes. I love these microwaves because I can literally press the button and it starts going. Next I'm going to make my salad because I don't want the eggs to get cold while I'm making the salad, so it makes sense that I'm going to make the salad first. So I've got loads of yummy food here, but first I like iceberg. Personally I prefer the milder tasting salads, so that's why I've got iceberg. So I'm just going to break this up. Rough and ready. Quick, easy lunch. And then I've got loads of other yummy goodies to go in it. So I do not have just plain salad. So I am going to put some gherkins on. Bless you. Bless you. So I like these little ones. I've sometimes accidentally bought the big ones. And I definitely prefer these. I think sometimes they're called cornichons, but I think, oh, it is called cornichon, if I'm saying it correctly. So I'm going to put that on. And I can hear the potatoes kind of popping. And that's another reason why I put the paper over it. So if it explodes, hopefully it's not going to make a mess in the microwave. So actually I've got 2 different types of olives here, which is really cool. I normally just get the green ones, but I have some black ones. Well, actually there's not many left. So I'll see, I absolutely love these. And my son also likes these green ones. So I'm going to put some on his plate too. Black olives. It's funny, I hadn't had black olives in so long and I didn't realise actually how different they tasted. Oh no, I didn't actually realise it. Oh well, I'm not having any black olives because there aren't actually any left. That's like yummy sun-dried tomatoes. So good. I'm going to use a clean fork for these lot. That's a pretty small salad, but I'm going to have a lot of potato. And what I really like is blue cheese. I'm not really a cheddar fan, so for me it's blue cheese, but obviously if you're making a salad you can use whatever cheese you like. This might be a lot of calorie salad, but I don't know. I'd prefer to eat this than loads of sugary stuff because I haven't eaten enough calories. Okay, so 6 minutes was definitely not long enough for the potatoes, so I put them on for another 6 minutes and I realised I had a cucumber, so I'm going to do some pieces for my boy, and then I like it in little pieces. You might be going, oh, why isn't she using a chopping board? Just lazy. And I just want to get it done. I'm actually quite hungry, so. But you could use a chopping board. I haven't actually had any issues with my knife getting blunt from using it on a plate anyway. And then the next bit is I've got this lime and parmesan dressing, but depending on what dressing you like, obviously you can just use whatever. I'm just going to put a little bit on here. So I've already got a lot of cheese and the oils and stuff. I'm just going to do a little drizzle. Now that's my salad done, and the next thing I'm going to do is get the frying pan ready for some fried eggs. I'm using a stainless steel frying pan. I did used to have a non-stick one, but it's just gotten old, and to be honest I feel like this is probably healthier than using non-stick. There's just a knack to it, so making sure it's really hot before putting the eggs in. I'm going to use to actually cook them in, which I really like, is actually ghee. So I mean, you could also use oil if you prefer oil, or butter can smoke a bit, whereas I find like this is probably a bit better for not getting smoky at higher temperatures. There's also tallow. I just find like tallow has a bit of a funny smell, so I definitely prefer using ghee, to be honest. Don't ask me what's healthier. I think that's all a matter of opinion. Everything always changes, so I'm just going with this. So I'm gonna have to wait for that to get really hot, and then I'll get the fried eggs in it. So I will be back in a minute. So if you can see on camera, the ghee has melted, but I still wouldn't be putting the eggs in yet because it's not really hot enough. Especially if it's hotter. Like, I've actually seemed to have been alright cooking with the stainless steel, but definitely waiting till it's hotter so then it can actually not stick to the bottom. So the potatoes are cooked now after 12 minutes. So what I'm going to do just to make them nice is I'm going to put them in the air fryer just to crisp them up a bit. And I do tend to find that they just seem to get a bit more like, kind of like moister inside as well if I do them in the air fryer for a bit. I'm doing the potatoes at 160 for 10 minutes. So I'm going to see if that cooks them alright. Sorry, it's probably really loud in here now with the air fryer going. Right, I'm going to next try to crack all the eggs in the frying pan without breaking the yolk. So we're going to see how many I can do, and hopefully all of them are okay. Maybe you can guess how many I might get right without breaking the yolk. Not done enough. One. A little bit hotter. Two. This is so much smaller, this one. Three. Am I going to be able to do the fourth one? God, these ones are massive. And four. A quick check on those potatoes. Now I'm going to want to leave this for quite a while, so I think I'll pause the recording and come back when they're cooked a bit more. I've just turned the potatoes over halfway actually, so if you like, sometimes I can get distracted, so sometimes it's easier to actually set the time for, like, you know, when you have to turn it. But that's good, so that's about halfway, so that should hopefully be fine for the 10 minutes in total. So these are cooking away. In hindsight, it almost looked like I might needed more oil, because they actually look like they're kind of sticking. Just gonna let it cook more. They're cooking quite well though. Like, I found, like, with the non-stick, I would have to put a saucepan lid over the top to get them to cook more evenly, whereas I feel like this is actually cooked really evenly. Like, it's actually getting cooked in the middle, like the heat's just getting so much better distributed with this frying pan than the other one. I'm going to get these onto the potatoes and the plate, and I can show you what it looks like as a final meal. So in hindsight, looking at the eggs, I probably needed to use like a little bit more oil because they did end up sticking, but I think they've worked out pretty good. And because it's stainless steel, I can just soak it and then hopefully all the egg will just come off.